I'm Catherine Ross. I'm here live from the floor of the NYSE with Jim Cramer. Jim, what's top of mind for you this morning?
CDC. The CDC yesterday had a press conference. And what was remarkable about it was that as opposed to Friday's press conference, they were very optimistic about this becoming a public health issue and not a medical issue. That once that we're not going to be overwhelmed. Remember, this now only 11 cases. It's not like it's there'll be more, but it's not spreading. They're using containment. It will spread, okay? But what's interesting is that it now feels in the United States like another flu. Now, this is one a little harder to detect, but they now have a test. They have a test that's accurate. That was new. So you have a test that's accurate. You have a lot of containment. You have a CDC that is starting to say, and by the way, they think China's a disaster, but it's starting to say we've got a handle on it. It's very obvious, by the way, and they didn't say it, that they were thrilled that in President Trump's ban of people coming here from China. So if it becomes just a public health menace, as opposed to a pandemic of incredible source, incredible strength, then you can see why the market's up, because a lot of people put stock out, they shorted. Now we've been scaling out because we just at the all-time high, we don't want to be caught. It just doesn't matter. We don't want to be caught. But it is the CDC, I think, is far more ahead of the game. And if you read their website, you feel that the rally is justified.
Now, you broke that all down in your Real Money column this morning. There was one other thing that you were talking about, which is the Iowa caucus's delay of results. And you said that the Democratic disarray is helping boost this market.
Well, yes, because, hate him or like him, President Trump, his fortunes are boosted by the disarray. I don't think you can call it anything disarray. I mean, even like the people who masquerade as neutral, who are actual Democrats, have to say that it's just crazy and unruly, and there are people like Biden who want to sue or whatever. And it is really very clear that if you're Trump and you got a State of the Union address tonight that's going to talk about the blue-collar revolution, and you've got the end of the immunity, some people call it witch hunt, but the end of the impeachment. Well, I mean, the Republicans are speaking about a coronation. That's good for the stock market.
Well, in the past 3 weeks, we've had a lot thrown at the stock market, from the coronavirus to the phase 1 trade deal, then the talks of phase 2. But one thing that's been a certain uncertainty is the Democrats. Has that helped?
Yeah. I mean, I think that the Democrats if the Democrats nominate someone who is a socialist, that person's never going to be able to beat Trump, ever. So it's like, forget that. That matters. And then what matters also, don't forget, short term, the Chinese are pumping a huge amount of liquidity. About almost $300 billion in the last 48 hours? I mean, geez. I mean, are they printing money? Are they selling their bonds? I don't even know. But I know this, it is extraordinary how much money they're putting in just to bail out everything. And it works. I mean, remember, central banks that inject a huge amount of money play a role. And they have. It's astonishing. China is in big trouble. We know that. We know that they've understated how many cases there are. We block the Chinese. We have very good, if not excellent, doctors being able to evaluate. There will be outbreaks here. It will be unfortunate. But if ours is contained and they have adding fluids, makes it so that apparently that the treatment for pneumonia is not bad. Our hospitals are not overwhelmed. They'll be able to handle the cases. And then you start thinking, well, wait a second, the regular flu has now killed almost 10,000 people. If this were this flu, there'd be wholesale panic. But there's not wholesale panic for the hospitalizations and the number of people who have the flu. I had a doctor on demand last night, and they were talking about the sheer numbers of people that are in flu, which are up dramatically in the last week. The regular flu is up dramatically, and the death toll's up dramatically. But when I compared the two on Friday on Twitter, I was so criticized. I said, I can't be Jimmy Chill. I can't. I held back, and I was Jimmy Chill in the end. But it was very difficult because it turned out to be a not fatuous comparison. So keep that in mind.
Jim, right now we're up about 431 points on the Dow. It's 10:07 a.m. And I've got to ask, when we do get the results from the Iowa caucus, does a single Democratic candidate that could be announced have the ability to weaken this market today?
Well, today we should be finding sellers at a certain point because we're at an all-time high. And so this day's not over. I expect sellers to materialize.
Let's move on
to
to
all-time high.
Let's move on to Tesla, because I want to ask you, it is over $900 a share, and it's been on a tear the last 2 days.
I've been saying the Tesla over and over again. I said you add GM and Ford, and you multiply it by 2, and that's where Tesla's going to go. Now, there are people who say, Jim, you're late on Tesla. I don't know, 600 points ain't that late. But we are not there yet. When GM and Ford added up times 2 is less than Tesla, then I'll rethink. But that was my target.
When we're seeing Tesla up 19% yesterday, now it's up 13% this morning, is this just the fruit of Elon Musk's labor, or is it a Beyond Meat move?
Well, some of it is that there are short sellers who have to be bought in every morning. Now, just to explain that, if you short a stock, you have to deliver the stock if someone buys it and they can't find any stock in their vault. Well, you don't know that. You think you have stock that you're short. They call that back. They buy your stock in. You see that buy before the market opens, and that can continue to happen. But it happens because there's no sellers materializing. Now, you could say, well, listen, how about the people who bought it yesterday? Well, I don't know. I mean, why aren't they flipping? I don't know. It's just psychology. But the psychology is very pro Musk, and he talked a very big game on the conference call about a tremendous amount of enthusiasm for batteries. And you got National Battery Day coming up. And what is he going to unveil on National Battery Day? I don't know. I don't know what he's going to unveil, but he's a great showman. I've always contended that. I just wanted to see one quarter that made it so they were out of the woods. That November quarter, that was it. That's all you needed to know. And was I right on time when the quarter reported? No, I had to do a little extra due diligence. I wanted to drive it. But wow, ever since that quarter, straight up.
Let's switch gears and talk about another quarter, Alphabet's quarter. Alphabet is our real money stock of the day, so head on over to realmoney.com for more from our experts. The stock
was up 80 yesterday, and it shouldn't have been up 80. You don't want to be up 80 ahead. I mean, Amazon wasn't up ahead. There are many people who feel that cloud was weaker than expected. A lot of people feel that YouTube was weaker than expected. A lot of people felt search was weaker than expected. Let me just tell you something. I've been waiting for them to break these divisions out so you can start doing apples-to-apples comparisons. They didn't give you margins, but that's now what you have. And if you have that, that's the transparency we're looking for. So I think Alphabet is a strong buy.
But do you think that we're going to see more transparency under CEO Sundar Pichai?
Yeah, but that's what they did. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jim, for joining us today. Guys, thanks for joining us. We're now heading over to our Action Alerts Plus Daily Rundown show over on actionalertsplus.com, where we're going to be talking about Disney's earnings. Jim's got some thoughts on that one. So thank you for joining us. I'm Catherine Ross. We'll see you over there.